Moi everyone and welcome to Finish Your Plate. Chantarelles are a very popular item among foragers in Finland, and usually people have their own spots where they know they can find chantarelles, of course when they're in season. And my mom was a very avid forager for them too. She definitely had her spots where she knew she could find chantarelles. I have my own spot, which is Costco. That's where I picked these up the other day. So I figured I'll make some cream of chantarelle soup, which is a very traditional Finnish dish. To make the soup, first we'll take some butter. About 2 tablespoons of butter. We're just going to let it melt a little. I have here a whole onion that I just chopped. Now I'm going to put my onions in here. And I'll add a pinch of salt so the onions can start sweating. While my onions are sweating, I'm just going to roughly chop my chantarelles. These are very large chantarelles, so these definitely can be chopped in smaller pieces. If you have smaller ones, you may not need to do this. And now I'm just going to put my cleaned, washed, and diced chantarelles in here. Now I'll salt these as well. And these can cook until they've lost most of their moisture. As they cook, you can see the liquid starting to pool on the bottom. So we're just going to keep cooking these until the bottom dries up. Okay, so now the liquid has almost evaporated. So we're just going to add some pepper. And you can see when you pull with your utensil, you can see that it leaves a mark like that on the bottom. So then the liquid is pretty much evaporated. So at this point you have a choice. If you want to leave a couple pieces of mushrooms to use later as a garnish, take them out now. A couple of bigger pieces. Especially if you want to make this soup smooth. And now we're going to sprinkle on 2 tablespoons of flour. Going to mix that in. It's going to absorb the rest of the liquid. And we'll cook it just a moment. And now we're going to add some chicken stock. You could certainly use vegetable stock here as well. Now we'll add some heavy sour cream. This is smetana, which is a heavier than regular sour cream. You could use regular cream also. And we're just gonna mix that in to give it that creaminess. Smetana is often used in Finnish dishes. It might be a little difficult to find in the US. Look for your Eastern European grocery store. They will usually carry it. If you can't find it, regular cream does well too. You could use sour cream too, but when using it in a soup like this, for example, be really careful. Do not boil the soup after adding regular sour cream because it might just curdle. The higher butterfat content in smetana prevents it from curdling. And last, we're going to add some Finnish viola cheese spread in here. You could also add cream cheese, like Philadelphia cheese, for example. But also be prepared, if you use Philadelphia cheese, you may have to use a mixer to really blend it in. So in that case, if you still want to keep your soup chunky, you may want to keep more of these mushrooms around. I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of the cheese spread. And now we're just going to let everything melt, come together. Then we're going to taste for salt, and then it's time to plate it. At this point, don't boil this too much. Just maybe a gentle simmer is all you need. Again, just to prevent it from curdling. Now let's taste the salt. I could use maybe just a touch of salt. Just make sure all the cheese has melted. And we are ready. Now to serve this, we're just going to ladle a spoonful like that. We're going to add our reserved mushroom on top. And then just add a little bit of parsley as garnish. Maybe just a little bit of black pepper. There we go. And here we go. Finnish cream of chantarelle soup. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Finish Your Plate.